ובשנים עשר חודש הוא חודש אדר. ב13 יום בו אשר הגיע דבר המלך ודתו להיעשות ביום אשר סיברו אויבי היהודים לשלוט בהם, ונהפוך הוא אשר ישלטו היהודים המה בשונאיהם. So, now, in the 12th month, that's Uvishneim Asar Chodesh, that is the month of Adar, Hu Chodesh Adar. Bishlosha Asar, the 13th Yom, Bo in it. Asher Higia, when, so Asher sometimes can mean when, and since we're talking about time here, that's how I need to say when. Higia, the Var HaMelech, the word or the edict of the king, had reached, so like reached these places. Vedato, and his order, lehe asot bayom asher, to be done on the day which siberu oivei hayehudim, which the oivei, the enemies of the Jews. So this verb is piel, siber, and it means like they were hoping for, they were waiting for, the day in which they were waiting for. Lishlot, to dominate bahem, them. V'nahafohu, but it was overturned. Hu asher yishlutu. He and those, and as they had, and but instead, instead yishlutu hayehudim, the Jews, hema, they dominated besoneihem, against their enemies, literally their haters. Verse 2. נקהלו היהודים בעריהם בכל מדינות המלך אחשוורוש לשלוח יד במבקשי רעתם, ואיש לא עמד לפניהם, כי נפל פחדם על כל העמים. So nikal, so this is the noon. Kahal is to like assemble, right? And the noon makes it passive. That's the niphal. So hayehudim, the Jews, nikalu, they assembled. Be'arehem, in their cities, bechol medinot, in all of the provinces hamelech of the king Achashverosh. Lishloach yad, to send out a hand. So this means like to kill, to destroy, something like that, right? Beam, okay. Beam, B is against mevakishe ra'atam, those who sought their ill, right? Those who sought evil against them, right? Who basically wanted to kill them too. The ish lo amad, and not a one. So ish can have the idea of like each in English sometimes. So and a man lo amad could not stand lifting him before them. Ki nafal, for fell, pachdam, their dread. Pachad is dread, and the at the end means their dread, al kol ha'amin, for their dread fell upon all of the peoples. Right? Let's scroll up to verse 3, make it easier for me to see where I'm looking. Verse 3. V'chol sarei hamedinot והאחשדרפנים והפחות ועושי המלאכה אשר למלך מנשאים את היהודים, כי נפל פחד מרדכי עליהם. Now, each or all of the princes of the provinces, and the this Persian word האחשדרפנים, these are the royalty, or it can also mean a kind of governor, like a high-level governor. The hapachot, again, this is in the governors. The osei hamelacha, and those who ran, I would say ran the kingdom, right? But it's literally did the hamelacha. Okay, I'm sorry. This is actually the work. I was thinking malchut. The work, right, or the project, the plan, asher lamelech, which was belonging to the king. Menasseim, those who lifted up at hayehudim, the Jews. Ki nafal pachad Mordechai alehem, for the pachad Mordechai, the dread of Mordecai, nafal, fell alehem, upon them. Verse 4. Ki gadol Mordechai beveit hamelech, v'shom'o holech b'chol hamidinot, ki ha'ish Mordechai holech v'gadol. For Mordechai was great among the household of the king. V'shom'o holech b'chol hamidinot, and he heard, traveling through, walking against all of the provinces, or he was heard. It was heard of him, right? Like, okay, this is actually his fame, right? Probably instead of the verb. Yeah, this is like a shema. I was thinking of the verb. So like his fame, his report, holech, went b'chol hamidinot. Sorry about that. Throughout all of the provinces. Ki ha'ish Mordechai, for the man Mordechai, holech ve'gadol, went and was great. Right? It's kind of strange what it's saying there. Like he went and was great. There might even be some kind of henditis there. Now this would be a natural end of a paragraph marker here, that pay, right? But this is not the way that the English numbering system works. So we will keep going. Verse 5. Vayaku ha-Yehudim b'chol aveihem, makat cherev v'chereg, v'avdan, v'ya'asu, v'soneihem kirtzonam. Okay? So this vayaku, this is the verb nacha. It's a pei nun verb and a lamed hey verb, so it's kind of hard for people to recognize. All you have left is one of the root letters, kaf. So vayaku, so they struck, in older English they say smote. So the Jews struck bechol oiveihem, against all of their enemies. Makat cherev, a blow of the sword. V'chereg, and a slaughter. V'avdan, and a dispersion or destruction. V'yasu, so they did. V'suneihem, against their enemies. This is Hebrew parallelism. Here we have this word, literally they're haters, but it became mean enemies, in parallel with the previous word, oivehem, their enemies. Kirtzonam, according to how they desired. Like ratzon is like a will, like we say ken ratzon, right? Maybe his will, but although the totally proper way would be ken yihi ratzono, but it's just shortened in the liturgy. So in this case, it's kirtzonam, according to their will. Verse 6. Over Shushan Habira, Haregu HaYehudim ve'abed chamesh me'ot ish. Now, in Shushan Habira, in that city, HaYehudim, the Jews, Haregu, they slayed, ve'abed, and they dispersed, chamesh me'ot ish, 500 men. Verse 7, Ve'et parshan datha, ve'et dalphon, ve'et aspatha, these are names, ve'et porata, ve'et adalia, aridatha. Verse 9, Ve'et parmishta, ve'et arisai, ve'et aridai, ve'et vaizatha. These Persian names are weird to me. Okay, let's go up for verse 10. These are the slayees, those who are being slayed, and it's not slayed in the spirit. Verse 10. Aseret b'nei Haman ben Hamedatha, sorer ha-Yehudim haragu. Uva bizalo shalachu et yadam. Aseret b'nei Hamon, so these are the 10 sons of Hamon, the son of Medatha, those names that we just listed. Tzorer, adversary, ha-Yehudim, of the Jews. Haragu, they slew, right? They slayed, they slew. Uva biza, and they, it's like despised, right? Despised, or oh, I'm sorry, this is a slightly different point again. And in plundering, lo shalachu, they did not send et yadam, their hands out. So this is, they're showing that they're better than this. This is about life. They're not taking the rewards from killing their enemies. So it's not economically motivated. Verse 11, Bayom hahu ba mispar haharugim b'shushan habira lifnei hamelech. And here we have a satum, end of this marker, end of this section. On that day, the number came, ba mispar, haharugim, of the slain, b'shushan habira, in Shushan habira, lifnei hamelech, before the king. Verse 12. Vayomer hamelech le'Esther hamalka b'shushan habira. Maybe we won't read the whole thing, we'll do piece by piece. Vayomer hamelech, then the king said le'Esther, to Esther, hamalka, the queen, b'shushan habira, in Shushan habira, Haragu ha-Yehudim ve'abed chamesh me'ot ish. The Jews have slain and have dispersed 500 men. I'm just being literal to the Hebrew, right? It says man. Ve'et aseret b'nei Haman, and the 10 sons of Haman. Bish'ar medinot hamelech, me'asu uma she'elatech, ve'yinaten lach, uma bakashatech od v'te'as. Okay, so now he is saying to Esther, he's continuing on to say, among the Sha'ar Medinot, the remainder of the provinces, Hamelech of the king, me asu, what they did. Uma she'elatech, and what is your request? Vayinaten lak, and it shall be given to you. Uma bakashatech, and what are you asking for? So really, what is your question and what is your request? Is literally what it's saying. Od, still, vate as, and it shall be done. Niphal. Verse 13. Vatome Esther, im al hamelech tov yinaten gam machar lichudim, asher b'shushan asot kedat hayom, ve'et aseret b'nei Haman yitlu al ha'etz. Then Esther said, if it is okay with the king, literally concerning the king, tov, good or well, yinaten, let be given, gam, also machar, tomorrow, laihudim, to the Jews, asher who are beshushan, in Shushan, la'asot, to do, kedat, according to the edict, hayom, of today, va'et aseret b'nei Haman, and that the 10 sons of Haman, yitlu, be hung al ha'etz, upon the wood or upon the tree. Okay, let's advance to verse 14. So this is why we have the second day of Purim for all the walled cities, right? Vayomer HaMelech, v'hei asot ken, v'tinaten dat b'Shushan, v'et aseret b'nei Haman talu. Vayomer HaMelech, so the king said, v'hei asot, that it would be done, Cain, such, v'tinaten, and would be given dot, or we'll probably say issued, dot, an edict, b'Shushan and Shushan, ve'et aseret b'nei Haman, and also the 10 sons of Haman, talu, they hung. Verse 15. V'kahalu haYehudim asher b'Shushan gam b'yom 14 l'chodesh adar, v'yhargu v'Shushan 300 ish, u'v'abiza lo shalachu et yadam. So v'yikahalu, this is again niphal. So the haYehudim, the Jews, were gathered. Asher b'Shushan, those who were in Shushan. Gam, also b'yom arba'ah, also on the 14th day l'chodesh of the month of Adar. V'yacharegu, and they slayed or slew v'Shushan, in Shushan 300 ish, 300 men. Uva'abiza, but among the booty, lo shalachu et yadam, they did not send out their hand. Usha'ar haYehudim asher bimdinot hamelech nikahalu ve'amod al nafsham ve'noach me'oivehem ve'harog b'soneihem 75 aleph uvabiza lo shalachu et yadam. So verse 16 says, Usha'ar, and the remnant, the remainder, haYehudim of the Jews, asher who bimdinot, were in the provinces, hamelech of the king, nikhalu, they were gathered, the amod, and standing, and stood, al nafsham, for their lives, the noach, and rest, or peace, not really literal peace, but rest, or silence maybe would be more appropriate here, me oivehim, from their enemies. And they rested from their enemies, and there was silence from their enemies. The harog, and slaying, bisoneihem, against their, another word for enemies, literally their haters. Here's how many the slain among their enemies were: 75 aleph. This is 570,000. Right? What it means is, okay, 1,075. Okay. Okay, and then we have continue on. Oh, sorry, that's 75,000 actually. Yeah, it's just the numbers are not always predictable the way they listed. So it's chamish, right? So that's 5, and then you have and shivi'im 70, and then we get aleph 1,000. Uvabiza, but among the booty, lo shalachu, they did not send out et yadam, their hands. Right, let me scroll up for verse 17. Okay. Verse 17. Beyom 13 l'chodesh adar, v'noach v'arba'a asar bo, v'asa oto yom mishteh v'simcha. Beyom 13, in the 13th day l'chodesh of the month of Adar, Noach, then there was rest, the Arba'a Asar, on the 14th bo in it. The oto, and so he made it yom, a day mishtei of feasting v'simcha and joy. Verse 18. V'hayehudim asher b'Shushan נקהלו ב13 בו, וב14 בו, ונוח ב15 בו, ועשו אותו יום משתה ושמחה. And the Jews who were in Shushan, נקהלו, they gathered ב13 on the 13th bow of it, וב14 bow, and on the 14th of it, ונוח, and rested ב15 bow, and the 15th of it. Ve'aso oto, and he made it yom, a day of mishteh v'simcha, of drink, feasting, and joy. Verse 19. Al ken haYehudim haparalzim hayoshevim be'arei haparazot osim et yom 14 lechodesh adar simcha mishteh v'yom tov u'mishloach manot ish l're'ehu. And then we have the end of paragraph marker, so we'll probably stop here for like a part 1. I think that makes sense to do it that way. Right, verse 19. So, Alken, this means therefore, HaYehudim, the Jews, HaParozim, this is difficult form. This might be some place in Arabia, places in Arabia, region in Arabia, where there's gold. Different lexicons have different ideas. It seems nobody's really sure what this word is. Hayushivim, who live ba'arei ha'perozot, in the seas. So these were cities that did not have protective walls, right? So we just talked about Shushan Habira, right? It was a walled city, right? And now we're talking about the places that were not walled. Osim et yom 14 l'chodesh. They made the day of the 14th of the month of Adar. They made it simcha, joy, umishtei, and a feast, v'yom tov, and a holiday, umishloach, manot, and this is like with food portions, manot, so food stuffs, foods of portions, ish l're'ehu, each man to his neighbor.